Hello, everybody. Welcome in to another great match of Roulette Raceway 2. This is going to be our first of two semifinals that still need to be played before Sunday, and this is going to be JoeTheBabyGrabber versus k-kaneta. First map starting off with Dubai that was chosen by RNG, and then after that, of course, the following maps will be picked by the loser of the previous map until we get to a winner at 6 points. Yeah, this first map chosen by RNG, that was from a pool of 6 of the short maps from across the trilogy, 2 from each game. So we get the spin coming in about 9 seconds. And then, so it's going to be Carl Ingram with the screwdriver as the assassin, Marcus Stuyvesant, explosive weapon as event staff, so that can be a breaching charge for that one. But I think probably event staff start is going to be what you want to go for here. It doesn't really save you much time, but it does save you time. And then you can bring your breacher. You can either isolate you can either isolate Marcus right where he spawns or wait for him to walk into the other room and then get the kill there. But it looks like both players are opting for an art crew start. Yep. And they're going to go ahead and go up and isolate Ingram first, which you don't have to do immediately from any start beside suit, but if you get the time, you may as well. This setup here. So both players are, well, k-kaneta is, I'm not sure. Joe looks like he wants to go for a Carl isolation right away. And then go back down. I'm a little worried about his timing here on this one, but k-kaneta should have plenty of time here. Actually, I think I forgot to mention, the bans for this map are going to be Bangkok, Colorado, Whittleton Creek, and Hokkaido. So there were only 4 possible RNG short maps here, and k-kaneta rips to a side KO the guard, basically cranking his head at a 270-degree angle there for no reason, as you do. You get a rip there. Looks like Joe has left a weapon for Marcus to find, because he's got a body around this corner. He's going to want Marcus to move a little bit, and now since there's nobody in here, even if Marcus hears this, there's no problem. Body found doesn't matter. He's going to go down and take out this event staff and probably grab a breaching charge out of his smuggle, if I had to guess. k-kaneta's going to go for this isolation again, and I mean, you can say it's a done deal because, as long as Joe doesn't try anything ridiculous with the assassin grab, he can't really rip at this point. But, we've seen worse before in terms of extraordinary rips. Making sure this breacher kills. That's going to be the first one down for Joe. Now he's going to want to run over, get the assassin. There's plenty of screwdrivers. He actually spawned right next to one. And there's another one down here. It looks like we see k-kaneta grabs a double isolation again. And okay, he's going to do a throw. I was going to say you don't want to leave this guard here, but he's going to do a throw for that. There's another screwdriver there. And Joe's just going to wait until this conversation is over, and then he can do a thrown distraction for the assassin. We see k-kaneta setting up the kill. He's going to go down and get his disguise and grab that. Joe turns on the sound system, which gets the wrong NPC, but I guess he's going to do it over here instead. This is interesting. I didn't even know this worked out this way, but normally I just do a throw for him. Shouldn't have any issues with body found here with the grass, so. He's going to take that disguise. Okay, we see here k-kaneta going down this route to get the assassin. The issue is, I don't know exactly what time, but he's going to rip here, guaranteed. After you trigger that conversation with Cornelius Stuyvesant, you're here. NPC will walk up right through where he's KO'd, like 4 people, for the Marcus isolation. So I think that's going to be a guaranteed rip. And we see Joe is climbing up the vines. He's got the assassin disguise. He's already got Carl isolated. And even if he didn't, assassin is not trespassing on the 2nd floor. And he's just going to chuck this at his head, and that'll be a done deal. Grabs the kill there.
Soon there will be no
and there's the exit. Looks like he's posted done. And that looked good to me, so I want to say that's a GG on that one. And there's 5 stars, and should have that verified from Dom Chiku. Gets that spin cleared there. So we are set to move on to the next map. That's going to be picked by Kaneta, and that will not be Whittleton Creek, Hokkaido, Bangkok, or Colorado. Yeah, Kaneta. We've got Joe, who's sort of established in Roulette at this point. He is seeded fairly well. I think 2nd seed maybe in Roulette Rivals World Championships. And Kaneta coming through with a lot of surprise wins. I think. Let me check, but I think he only ever lost 2 points so far. Let's see. Yeah, quarterfinals he lost 2 points to Fopper, but other than that, he's won every single other map, rounds 1 through 3. So this will be the 2nd map taken off of him. Looks like Kaneta's going to pick Paris for our next map. And we will be there in about 4 minutes. So I will update everything here. Get the score. It's now 2-0. Moving on to Paris. Another one of the fast maps, which means there'll only be 2 left in the pool after this. Paris, generally pretty standard. I mean, I think overall probably has the highest playtime. Of course, overall, but I mean, in this community as well. So I feel like, for the most part, it's already been figured out. Of course, there's different stuff you do depending on if you get something like Victor Fall or whatever. But for the most part, Tech Crew start, I'd say for like maybe 75% of spins at least is going to be Tech Crew start.
Wow. Never knew this stuff.
Generally, you don't immediately headshot the 2 NPCs, but just practicing for the next Kill Everyone tournament, I guess. Nice hip shot. Yes, this is Kaneto's map picks. Obviously, you would think he would be favored here, but I mean, I would imagine Joe's familiar on Paris. I could be mistaken, but I feel like everybody in the community is at least able to complete every Paris spin. Maybe not with the fastest strat, but I would be very surprised to see somebody struggle with any particular kill for a good amount of time. I have absolutely no idea what Joe is doing right now. Yeah, Joe on console, so I want to make sure he preloads, and then Kaneta, I think, yeah, he's on PC. So by our courtesy rule, the PC player will not preload for the most part, because there's no photo finish to account for load times. Sgàil. I just realized actually that Sgàil isn't banned, which means if Joe loses a map, then we're like basically guaranteed to have a Sgàil. Other than that, Not really sure. I mean, looking at the maps he's picked so far in the tournament, we've seen Sgàil and Miami and China are the only maps that he's picked so far in the tournament. So I'd imagine any combination of those three. It's been coming in less than a minute here. Get your spin predictions. Victor, Drowning, Vampire Musician. I don't know, Dahlia, Helmut, Hatchet, or something like that. Sounds about right. $20. Victor, Loud AR is Helmut. Dahlia, Accident Explosion Suit. That would be interesting. Because I feel like you would just snipe the gas tank behind Dahlia there on the balcony. But we got a spin in here. It is, in fact, Explosion Accident, but for Victor as tech crew, Dahlia Margolis follows the Sheik. So I think this is going to be pretty standard double isolation for the two targets. You want to make sure, of course, that you either hide everybody or get Dahlia killed before doing Victor. But, of course, you can just walk upstairs as the Sheik and shove Dahlia off the balcony with the fireworks. But you also have the option of bringing her down with the double lure to distract the guard and then bring her downstairs to the balcony. So it looks like k-kaneta is going to trigger the fireworks immediately. He's going to isolate Victor in this side room. Don't think there would be any explosion accident opportunities nearby, so he's going to want to grab a propane tank. We got Joe loading in now. About 40 seconds, 45 seconds behind in-game time. From loadout, looks like k-kaneta is going to opt to bring Dahlia downstairs. And in the meantime, he can go get the Sheik disguise if he wants. There's grab Dahlia. Looks like Joe's going to start off with the same thing here. Gonna bring his auction staff over. So he just ignored that, but that's going to be the KO. So that you don't have to worry about that for Dahlia. He's leaving his tech crew disguise here, which is interesting because he needs it. He's going to need it at least over by Victor. I'm not sure if he has any remote items. But Joe is able to get the isolation on Victor. And I would guess by the fact that he also detonated the fireworks immediately, he's going to want to bring Dahlia down here as well. k-kaneta is going to go ahead and look for a Sheik disguise now. I'm going to do a bullet distraction for the Sheik's guard. Trank shot. 2 tranks, actually. I don't have much else to use them for on this spin. And as you can see there on instinct, Dahlia is about to walk into that room. And he's just going to KO, dump her off the balcony. I've never been spotted doing that before, so that should be fine. Both players doing just about the same thing. Of course, the issue is that k-kaneta has a pretty substantial lead, almost a minute at this point. And there's the Dahlia kill, dumps her off the balcony. And not going to have to worry about Sophis. I would assume he would go all the way to where her body was, even if he did. But k-kaneta's going to go downstairs and drag grab a propane tank, one in the little kitchen here. I would assume the Sheik is allowed in here. I wouldn't know why he wouldn't be, and yeah, he is. Looks like Joe has got Sophis following Dahlia, so he doesn't have to worry about him later. There's the KO. I'm not sure what it was that he had on the balcony. I thought he placed like a snail or something, but then it detonated, so I'm not too sure what that was. But k-kaneta has now grabbed a propane tank. Just needs a tech crew disguise. I'll be able to grab the Victor kill. I don't think, because he's tranked the Sheik and his guard, so even if anybody wanders into that room, wouldn't be an issue there. I'm going to leave a breaching charge, which I very much am not a fan of, but it is what it is. He's going to run over, probably grab the tech crew disguise he already has, and then run down for an exit. Hopefully nobody does the balcony drop in this tournament, because it is banned. There's his tech crew disguise. Pull out his detonator, and that is an accident kill, so he is done. Just needs to run to an exit. Gonna grab the Sheik even so that he's good to walk on the grass with the helicopter. And Joe's about to grab his Dahlia kill. I mean, had k-kaneta ripped at any point, I think he probably would have won pretty easily here. But it was a combination of just loading times, spending a good amount more time in planning than k-kaneta did, and all that sort of stuff. So it's going to be an exit here from k-kaneta, and I think it's going to tie that up 2-2. And then we will move on to a Joe map pick for this next one. Yeah, so GG's on that one. Going to tie it up 2-2. And I expect a Sgàil pick from Joe, but we'll have to see. I will change the map choice here. Need an official map pick. Where is it? Yeah, there's the Sgàil pick as expected. So, oh my goodness. Isle of Sgàil is up next. Joe's, I would say, his strongest map. I think it's definitely the map he plays on the most for Roulette. And Sgàil at 53. So we've got about 4.5 minutes here. I think, let me see. I don't remember if we've seen k-kaneta on Sgàil at this point. I don't think so. Oh, no, we have. Okay, that was versus Mikulers. I think in that match, both players, if I'm not mistaken, started with a Master of Ceremonies lure instead of going for a radio lure first. But yeah, it seems like based on a win there against Mikulers, k-kaneta is at least fairly competent on the map. So I don't see this being too one-sided. Dom Chiku busy rigging the spin before we can send it. There we go. Joe's thinking his game crashed. which would make sense considering it's not doing anything. Hitman, quality game. Definitely not the only game that consistently crashes on my PC. So I think we'll either see a small extension or he'll just be able to get back in before the spin arrives. I have no idea how long it takes for the game to boot on console, but Hitman 2 at least definitely took a while. Bad hard spins on Sgàil. What are some hard conditions on Sgàil? Generally, the difficult kills on any given map are going to be the accidents plus like consume poison, which is basically an accident, or live kills. Live kills aren't really an issue. You can kind of get screwed over on the Master of Ceremonies lure, but there's a pretty consistent way to work around that. Most of the accidents are banned on the map, so there's nothing too terrible. Like you can't get drowning, you can't get fall, fire obviously, you can't get starfish. Yeah, that would definitely be, I think, more annoying than difficult, but yeah. Armor, I think we've seen a good number of armor spins in the past. I have been informed in the last few weeks that apparently loud explosive weapon is not a remote trap kill, which means I think the only options are electrocution, any explosive, and explosion accident. Falling object could sometimes be considered a remote kill, but I don't think it would be because on most maps, like the falling object that you're going to use doesn't have a winch because IO deleted winches from existence. So Joe said we should be good, but the spin's coming in 40 seconds and I got no gameplay. So that's not the best. $20 seconds. Okay, well, spin is live in 4 seconds. So that's good. It is Zoe Washington, Sapper's X, Suit, Sophia, Shotgun, Guard. Oh, now I have gameplay. Okay, well, I just let Joe know that his game has resumed. That gives him, like, he's like 20 seconds behind there, but yeah, I don't think it'll wind up being a huge issue. I think generally Sgàil spins aren't going to end up being that close together. So Zoe, Sapper's X. The Sapper's X is, I think there's only one of them. I might be confusing it with one of the other X's, but up by the armor at the top of the map. Shotgun, there are loud shotguns on the map. You would want to bring a silenced one, I would think. Let's see, Guard for Sophia. I think probably what I would do is start Arc Member and then grab a regular guard in the bushes. Go up, wait for the radio lure, grab an elite guard if you have time in the meantime, and after you isolate Sophia, you can get the kill, and then just go up, get the Sapper's Axe, come back down. Did I say Arc Member start? Yeah, no, the suit's been, so yeah. Chap will start. Then is better. You can just trank those two guys because you don't actually need them for the Master of Ceremonies lure. You can just shoot the money pit. Looks like he's going to go ahead and KO everybody in this room. I highly doubt he will start the lure already, but you can get this room set up for if you're going to end up coming back later for the isolation. He's going to leave his suit here for Zoe. And ooh, yeah, Joe gets spotted, tries to use a coin as a distraction, but gets enough whoosh, which is like 0.2 seconds worth in order for a guard to look at you while you're k-kaneta now has this room fully set up, and it looks like he is going to start the lure, so I'm not going to get Sophia in the radio room for cycle. Might end up seeing a peekaboo from him on the stairs later, but we'll have to see. I think he's going to leave a coin there, probably just to make sure he doesn't miss Zoe on the way through. Not going to be able to get the kill now because you're not going to have the weapon for it, but Joe now has a calmer, which you don't really need for any other part of the spin, other than you probably want one dart to clear out the room, but lock on fails there and gets the KO. Kaneta is about to get the KO on Zoe, and there's the distraction for her guard. So he'll already have an elite guard disguise, and that'll allow him to get up at the top of the map easier, but I think you would want to probably bring your guard disguise upstairs. Because I don't believe there's really any decent way to get a guard up by Sophia. I could be wrong, but Joe's going to sneak around the helipad. These two guys are going to be an issue, these two elite guards. But even if you don't start climbing up the pole until they leave, you can make the radio lure. So he should be fine here. That's what he is bringing up the disguise for. Looks like he's got his smuggle, I would have to guess, in the Hyperborean room. So I would think that is his silent shotgun. Kaneta is he going through the Viking's axe right now? That's what it seems like. This is not a sapper's axe in this room. I was kind of curious as to where he was going. Yep, and he's realized that is not the axe he needs, thankfully for him. There are two Viking axes on the map. I think there's only one sapper's axe. And so that's going to cost him a little bit of time. Can always look it up on hit maps, though. Joe is set up for the radial lure. He gets her there, and Elite Guard's going to walk away, so he's probably going to want to grab one so that he can get the Sapper's Axe more easily. The isolation on Sophia, want to make sure you leave her behind the couch closest to the window. Actually, no, he's got his weapon right here, so he doesn't need to worry about that. But obviously you can have the constant walkthrough at a certain point. Wow, guard's actually allowed right there. That's kind of surprising. He gets the kill with a silent shotgun, and gonna go ahead and dump the body. And he'll want the key card that Sophia drops so that he can get up. Yep, through the locked door upstairs. I never grab the kill switch because it has no use in roulette other than ripping you because you accidentally clicked on it. He's going to peekaboo this architect, which isn't going to give him great access upstairs. It's a nice little wall hack you can get there. Yeah, so he's going to have a legal disguise on this floor, but he's not going to have a legal disguise to grab the axe. Okay, he's going to grab one of the two by the Constance Tower. Just throw in distraction around the corner. Make sure that body's hidden for when the Constant comes this way. And I think he might want to corner subdue. Constant is coming this way, though, so that might be a minor concern. You want to make sure he doesn't rip you, and I think he's just going to wait now, because that corner subdue was not looking great till this guard turns around, and he can just do a throne. Or not, because he didn't get the lock on there. k-kaneta has gotten himself into the radio room. He's grabbed his silenced shotgun. He's about to get Sophia on her second cycle. I don't know if she talks to the... Yeah, she'll talk to the Constant here, I think. Yeah. When they're close enough to each other and you're also in the proximity, they will do that. It's a little bit of time loss. He's going to distract them and hope that it ends the conversation. I don't know if it will, but... Looks like it does. It is not mission story dialogue, so... That works. He's going to go for the radio. Looked a little late to me. Oh, it looks like he grabbed it, though. Joe is now making his way up for the Sapper's Axe. There's going to be one camera up at the top that you can't really shoot all that realistically, but you can always dodge it. It is a little bit RNG, though. We see k-kaneta grabs the kill on Sophia. And there's that camera. Okay, well, he did get spotted, but it doesn't matter because the evidence is right by where he's going to kill Zoe. And he has a silence pistol. There is his Sapper's Axe. And I think this puts him in a lead here. I mean, he's about a minute and a half behind in-game time-wise, but they've both got the same work done for Zoe, and Joe is basically like a minute-ish, minute and a half maybe ahead in terms of what k-kaneta still has to go do for that Sapper's Axe. Grabbing the elite guard that I normally go for. And Joe is going to bring his Sapper's Axe down to the Master of Ceremonies room, and he will not be trespassing on the helipad, so that'll be pretty easy. And then just has to do the simple lure. His suit's already there, and then he can get the kill and exit helicopter, hopefully. k-kaneta is going over here to take out the evidence. Okay, looks like he's fine. No instant combat there. Now needs to go get the axe, and Joe is setting up for the lure here. He's got plenty of time. It's not cycle dependent at all, so. He's going to shoot the money pit because he already KO'd the two guards outstairs, so can't, or outside by the stairs, so can't use that. I would guess that that body that he still has out there is tranked then. And it looks like he's going to deal with Sophia before he shoots the evidence, just so you don't have to worry about her locking down somehow on accident. k-kaneta is coming back down with the Sapper's Axe. Joe is going to do a bump to make sure this guard gets into the room. And he wants her to move, but he's not going to. There you go. Target lockdown. And going to want to get that KO. go back out here for your suit. And then he can grab the kill and just needs to deal with the evidence and exit. So there he is, back to yellow guns. Needs to shoot the evidence. Hopefully, yeah, they're facing that way. Hopefully they don't see this. Oh my god, I was going to say hopefully they don't see the body when he shoots it, but he just sits there. And they look right through the door. So that's, I think, probably a GG on this one. There's Zoe isolated. There's the kill. That was a, I think, pretty clear win there for Joe. I mean, it definitely would have been close, but that's going to be Kaneta taking the map. There's the exit. There's the done. And yeah, that's going to be a 5-star finish from Kaneta. And that's going to bring it to a 4-2. And Joe will again pick the next map. I'm going to update this. We're going to Miami for the next spin. Let's see. Map choice. Going to go to the Global Innovation Race. Looks like, let me see. It looks like Kaneta has not actually played Miami so far in the tournament, so we'll have to see how comfortable he is on it. It is another map with some pretty standard isolations. Actually a little more relaxed than Sgàil because you have both targets are not timing dependent for most isolations. We've got Miami coming in at 10, so that'll be in about 3 minutes. Kills on this map, let me think. Robert, falling object, consumed poison for both targets, drowning and electrocution are both pretty easy. They're not much different from how you would normally do the isolations. Fire for Sierra is an interesting one. Hey, look, there's fire for Sierra because Dom Chiku forgot to update the time on the spin. So I was actually kind of hoping for that, which means now we're not going to see it because it's going to spin something else. So that's kind of annoying. I don't actually think fire as a kill condition was legalized, that sounds weird in the context of roulette, was made, or okay, let's say was unbanned before RR5, because I kept bothering Frode about it, and I don't think we've ever seen it in a match since then, in anything. There are like 5 or 6 oil barrels in the garage where you would normally isolate her, so you have plenty of options for that. Just screwing around with the preload again. And just under 2 minutes for the spin. Yeah, Sierra falling object is banned. Sierra fall is probably the worst legal kill in the trilogy, so there's always the possibility of that. Robert fall is obviously free. So yeah, that's... We got obviously plenty of niche disguises as well. In terms of the drivers, the chic, all that sort of stuff, but none of them are too difficult to grab if you've done it before. So a lot of options there. Actually wonder, I'm gonna check, I know Kaneta was in RR6 briefly, but I don't know what maps he played. We'll use, let's see, it looks like he did play Miami, and he did win versus Chrome. He actually picked the map versus Chrome, which was his second map pick in the tournament, and losers bracket round 1. So I would say he definitely somewhat knows what he's doing on the map, if I had to guess. We will see in 30 seconds. He's set up for a waiter start. Here's your free tip of the day. Food vendor start is faster than waiter start by like 10 seconds. So 5-10 seconds. I've seen David say that race marshal start is the fastest, but then you don't have a trespassing disguise for the peekaboo automatically. Let's see. Looks like it's going to be Sierra, Loud Explosive, Event Crew, Robert Fall, Florida Man. So let me think. I feel like you want to start Marina, which k-kaneta is doing, and then you can go up on the right side of the Kronstadt building, go up, get that kill, and then go over for Sierra. I would have to guess that would be faster than starting with Sierra because it would overall just be less distance traveled. After that, you can go down the elevator shaft and grab the so you run past where the mascot is, past the guy that's on the floor, and then there's a sort of free mascot, or not mascot, event crew that's sort of isolated. So I think this ends up being a pretty straight line spin if you go about it that way, but looks like k-kaneta is going to start with Florida Man and Joe as well. You can track him at the end of the pier here, but it's kind of dangerous because he can get stuck in the railing and die, or he can phase through the railing and fall into the water and die. So looks like Joe is actually going to trank security and Florida Man. So hopefully he falls. Yeah, looks like it'll be fine. Grab the disguise. And then I think him and k-kaneta are probably going to end up taking the same path here. So I think this is all going to depend on routing. I think the actual kills themselves are... I mean, saying Sierra Loud Explosive is easy is relative, but obviously it can be an exit kill, or you can just dump her. There is free Loud Explosives on the map, so... I think it'll be about how the players get from the Kronstadt building to Sierra and get the sugar along the way, which actually both of them could have done already. I didn't see if they did, but there is at least one at the vendor stalls. And k-kaneta going the standard way, out through the window. He's going to go ahead and shoot the laptop. And then once Robert gets out here, he'll just dump him off the track and hopefully not accidentally kill Sierra in the process, which I don't think has happened before, but didn't know about vendor sugar. Yeah, that's the guy that's talking about playing around with the fireworks for the pyrotechnic ceremony. It looks like Joe actually doesn't have a silenced pistol, which means he's going to have to deal with these two guys and then have that roof be soundproof. I want to wait until this guy is fully unconscious, then you can KO, but that's going to lose him some more time here because k-kaneta's already got Robert coming up. So you're going to want to go out this window and then all the way to the left pretty much, and then you can shoot. Or I guess you can actually stand up right next to it. Depending on where you stand, the guy on the stairs can hear you from the window. But here we see k-kaneta's getting Robert. I hate sitting in this spot, but looks like he gets lucky enough for it. There's the KO, second KO. Drop Robert off the building. Hopefully he doesn't kill his daughter. And looks like you're good. He's going to grab a legal disguise and see where he goes next, what tech crew he opts to grab. And it looks like he is going this way, so k-kaneta definitely feels like he has a very good understanding of how this map is played, I would think. a safe map pick for Joe, but maybe also a safe map for k-kaneta to play. So, but unfortunate, he's going exactly where that event crew is that I was talking about earlier. Here you go. And he can go up set of stairs to his right, and then walk over and get the sugar from the Kronstadt paddock. Or Joe gets the first kill as well. So it's k-kaneta's map to lose at this point. If he doesn't rip, he should be set pretty fine. Not sure if he's trespassing over here. Looks like he's not. And he's got a pickup, I guess. That is some kind of dart gun. Gonna grab his sugar. And then do the typical Sierra isolation. I would probably opt to do the kill immediately rather than on exit, because of the fact that the closest exit is going to be the medic exit, and you have to be wearing the event crew disguise until she dies, and then you can switch to the medic for the ambulance exit. So it is a good amount of risk associated. Joe takes the pretty much same path. He's going to go up and grab the sugar, and catching up pretty solidly, but definitely still behind. And k-kaneta grabs the mechanic disguise so that he can do the pit stop. Looks like he's going to grab the free lad explosive as well. That's the octane booster. And Joe has, looks like a micro remote explosive for that. So yeah, basically identical strat from both players here. k-kaneta is doing the pit stop right now. Looks like Joe grabbed the wrong person there. He was trying to get the mechanic to go investigate, but a lot of times you have to throw it a little bit farther back. He's going to go in this way. k-kaneta now has Sierra isolation ready. He just needs to peekaboo her into the room. Want to make sure, if you're being really careful, that you get the propane out of the room so you don't actually blow yourself up. Or get an accident explosion, which would also be a rip. He seekers her. Interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. Because his loud explosive, and now he's tranking over here. So does she go to the medic area from in that little room? I actually didn't know that. I assume that no matter where she was in there, that she would go to the lockers downstairs, because that's typically where I want her to go if I'm going to seeker her. I would have just dumped her in the garage. But he's going to do this here, which is going to alert some NPCs. But then he's got his medic disguise, and the exit's right there. So that's going to be a GG for k-kaneta here. A good in-game time advantage compared to where Joe would have been on exit. And that's going to be a GG as soon as we see the 5 stars from a loud explosive exit kill. Yep. And I would think that's going to be a 6-2 win for k-kaneta, which would make him the first grand finalist of Roulette Raceway 2 after his only other tournament, RR6, dropped out in losers bracket round 1 and is now in the grand finals, having only lost, I think, 2 maps in the tournament up to this point. So that's going to be GG's. And let's see. Let me get these brackets ready. All right, so these are our brackets in for fun. Obviously, currently not online because it's like 3 a.m. for him. That'll be updated later. That will bring Kaneta into the top slot of the grand finals, and he will face either Meme Junkie or myself. We will be playing at 3 a.m. Saturday Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Central European Standard Time. Convert with that as you will. I can actually bring us over to the... Oh, wrong thing. That was the RR matchups. These are the Raceway ones. There we go. And all right, so there you can see when is the next match. It is right there at the top, me versus Meme, 9 a.m. Central European, and 3 a.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, the 9th. Hey, Kaneta, congratulations on the win. And me and Meme have banned Miami, Berlin, Santa Fortuna, Mumbai, shoutcast by Currymaker and In for Fun. Oh. It was changed over for me. I forgot I hadn't unlocked it for the stream. So yeah, you can see that there now as I have just described it. I'm going to look if y'all want to check that out while I find somebody to raid here. See if we got any Hitman players live. Looks like Manga is live playing Dead Space. See if there's anybody in Hitman 3. Nobody I am familiar with, so I'm just going to send you guys over to Munga's stream. Generally a Hitman player, good guy. And let's see. Yeah, that was a great match. Hope you guys had fun. Thank you to Dom Chiku for adminning. Of course, as always, In for Fun for hosting the tournament. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.